Burnt Basque cheesecake. The cheesecake that's literally impossible to mess up and tastes incredible. And yes, that almost burnt top is exactly what we want, and once you taste it, you'll know exactly why. Let's do this. So the first step is to prep your cake tin. So I'm using an 8-inch cake tin and I'm going to double line it with some baking paper. So I'm placing one sheet down first, making sure that it's long enough so that I have some extra coming up above the cake tin, and then placing my next sheet across the sheet that I just placed down to make sure my entire cake tin is covered. Your cheesecake will rise a little above your cake tin, so you want to make sure you have that extra baking paper coming up the sides so it doesn't overflow. This is also a great time to preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius so it's nice and hot for our cheesecake. So for the batter, you're going to add your room temperature cream cheese and white sugar to a stand mixer with the paddle attachment on it, and mix it on a medium speed until the mixture is super smooth. It helps to scrape down the bowl a few times as you're doing this to make sure everything is mixing well. It's really important that all your ingredients are at room temperature, otherwise the final texture of your cheesecake isn't going to be what we want. Next, you want to add in your eggs one at a time, mixing well in between each egg. So you want to give each egg some time to incorporate well into the batter, so say about 10 to 15 seconds or so for each egg. Next, you want to add in your cream, salt, vanilla, and lemon juice and mix until well incorporated into the batter. This is the consistency that your batter should look like at this point. Lastly, you're going to sift in your flour and then mix that in on a low speed until it's well incorporated into the batter. So once your batter is done, you want to pour it into your pre-prepared cake tin, then give it a little bang 1 or 2 times to get rid of any large air bubbles, and now it's ready to go into the oven for 50 minutes to an hour. So I've just pulled the cheesecake out of the oven and it should have that beautiful caramelized top to it, and it will be pretty jiggly in the middle. Now you just want to let this cool down in the pan for a few hours to allow it to set, and you will notice that the middle will sink a little as it cools down, and this is exactly what we want. So it's been about 4 hours now and I can't wait any longer, so I'm going to remove the cheesecake from the pan, and I'm doing this by lifting up the cake using the baking paper. And now I'm just going to slowly start pulling the baking paper away from the sides of the cake. Now this cake is served best at room temperature, so let's say you don't eat it all right away and you want to pop it into the fridge overnight, that's totally fine, but just pull it out, say an hour or so before you're going to eat it so that it comes back to room temperature. Now I'm just cutting a slice of the cheesecake and the texture is amazing. The knife is literally gliding through the cake. Okay, this looks and smells amazing. It's got this beautiful, silky, smooth texture to it, and I cannot wait to try, so here goes. That is so good. Not even exaggerating. It's super flavorful, and that caramelized top just adds like an incredible depth to the flavor of the cake. And although it's got like this really nice, rich cheesecake flavor, it's also like super light. So, I mean, just in taste testing, I'm literally almost finished this slice. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up below and subscribe if you did. Apart from that, I'll see you in the next one.